Hey everybody, welcome to Math Monday. I'm Julie Newberry, a 4th grade math teacher here at Cloverleaf, and I was going to post a video tonight of what we're doing currently in the 4th grade. We're working on adding fractions with a denominator of 10 and 100, and as you guys know, you cannot add fractions if they have unlike denominators. It's kind of like trying to compare apples and oranges. So you really need the denominators to be the same so that you can work with something that is compatible. So the 4th graders have to work with unlike denominators of 10 and 100 only. When they move up to 5th grade, then they have to learn how to add fractions with any denominators. So we start off by showing where the tenths and the hundredths are on a place value chart. And so far, students have learned all of the whole number side of our place value chart, the ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and on up to billions. But now they have to understand that all the numbers in the world are not whole numbers. And we are going to be looking at the decimal side of the place value chart, which is starting with the tenths and the hundredths. And this is really easy to remember because when we look at money, all of our change is in those place values. So this is something that the kids are used to seeing and it's familiar. So if you look at the tenths, sort of like dimes, this would represent 20, or 2 dimes, which is 20 cents. And if you look at the hundredths, sort of like pennies, then this would be 4 cents or 4 pennies. And you guys know it takes 100 pennies to make $1, and it takes 10 dimes to make $1. And it would take 10 pennies to make a dime. So it really just keeps going with helping the kids understand our base 10 system. So here's an example of the problems that we're doing currently. 4 tenths plus 21 hundredths. And as I told you guys, you cannot add fractions if the denominators are the same. So we are going to have to change 4 tenths into an equivalent fraction with 100 on the bottom, or its equivalent fraction hundredths. So the way that the kids learned to find equivalent fractions a few weeks back was to multiply or divide the top and bottom by the same number. So if we wanted to tell the fraction that is equivalent to this but in hundredths, we would multiply the bottom by 10 to get 100, and the top by 10 would give us 40. Because 40 hundredths or 40 pennies, I use money a lot to help the kids just because it's familiar and they understand it. So 40 pennies is the same amount of money as 4 dimes. So these are equivalent. So what the kids would do is they would rewrite the problem with the new denominator, 40 hundredths plus 21 hundredths, and then they would just add as they learned before, just adding the numerators. So 40 plus 21 is 61 hundredths. And it's just that simple. We just got to make the denominators the same and go ahead and add, and they're all done. They also have to model and show how they know that 4 tenths is the same amount as 40 hundredths. We don't want them to just understand it mathematically. We want them to be able to justify what they're saying with a model to basically prove what they're saying is true. So if we have a whole that has been broken into 10 pieces and we shade 4 of them, then that represents 4 tenths, or 4 out of 10. And if we have the same size whole, which my drawing is not exact, but if we have the same size whole and we shade 40 out of the 100, each little box would be 100th, or 1 out of 100. My marker's running out, y'all. Each time I shade a column, I've shaded 10 little boxes, or 10 hundredths. And this shows a visual explanation of why these two things are equivalent. This is the mathematical explanation, and then this is the visual that can help justify why this is equivalent to this. And ultimately why they can use 40 hundredths in place of 4/10 to add. So thanks guys for watching. Let me know if you have any requests or if you have any questions about this problem. And I appreciate it. Thanks guys, bye.